was when, well, it was after a year when Tom was helping me. But when I really knew I broke through my fears, when I really knew I could be somebody, it wasn't that we weren't successful. Just because a person's successful doesn't mean that they're content and trust themselves. She's going to leave me. I'm going to screw up one night and have an affair. I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to do something I can't get back from. I'm going to end up just like my dad. I'm going to end up like my mom. Am I as whacked as she was? They had to put her in a mental institution. These thoughts go through your head. Until I faced my biggest fear. And it wasn't standing in front of a crowd speaking. It was in an event in a company that I ran with Paige in the back of the room. And we've been married 7 or 8 years. We were going through a pretty stressful time because I have this, I think I invented it, but it's called workaholicism, okay? So when we ran this company, I was there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't leave till 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm amazed that I even had a Father's Day present that year. But she's in the back of the room when the biggest fear of all hit me in the face. And I realized if I could make it through that one fear, I can make it through anything. And the only fear I have, and it's better now, I still have it. I got it really bad this year, would be to raise those kids without her. Because as I looked at her that night, it's like, I don't know how to be a mom. Heck, I didn't even know how to be a husband. And it's like, man, I'm a fake. I'm on stage acting like life is good. We're hitting hundreds of millions in sales. We got people getting giant checks. And yet, it was fake. Because I wasn't ready. I didn't have the trust in myself. You're going to meet 4 wonderful people in a little bit who have been right where you're at. Some of them, due to losses, have been ripped apart inside and had to overcome that. They've had, at times, supportive family members, and others not very supportive. And it's tough. I'll tell you about another little girl. I just love her to death. She was a daughter-in-law for like 5 minutes or something like that. But I just love her. And it's how circumstances happen. But my son was 16 and she was 16, and at least that was sort of legal in the South. So they were together. And she got pregnant with little Lena, who we're raising right now. This little girl, in the year that she got pregnant, at 16, got pregnant, watched her best friend commit suicide, and lost her mom to cancer. All in 12 months. And said, I'm not ready for life, period. Went, did the only thing that she really could do well, because now she can sing, but nobody wanted to hire her because she's got this baby. Well, I had the baby, but she told everybody she had the baby. Facebook's really weird. Okay. But here's what happened. She went to work at a strip club. Because she loved to dance. Had nothing to do with anything, but I get to dance, and people love my dancing, and they pay me to dance. She's learned a lot since then. She doesn't work there no more. Went through life, found another guy, got married, had 2 kids. That marriage didn't work out either. It was kind of weird. During this time period, she goes from 16 to 22, 23. And this last year, through another situation, my son, he runs our tech company, but he's a little weird too. He's like his dad, okay? He'd gone out and he'd gotten married. He has 2 boys. Marriage didn't work out. Whole different story. We'd be here for hours. But in a matter of timing, He moves back home. She's without a boyfriend. And they start talking. And they start going through things about how much they really did love each other, and how much circumstances got in the way, and how much life sucked, and they were too young, and they were stupid, and all this. And you know, for the last, what is this, June? For the last 6 months, he's been courting her. And they started to realize, you know, there might be something here. I said, yeah, the Partridge Family or something. I mean, there's a lot of Brady Bunch. I mean, you have a lot of kids here, you know. But circumstances doesn't have to create who you become. You don't have to say, I'm the victim of. If you look deep in your heart and you start saying to yourself, and I'm not talking about one of those foo-foo ways. I don't believe in this, you know, perfect world and just say positive things. Life is not a box of chocolates. Well, it might be, but there are a bunch of freaking maggots in it because it sucks. Okay? I mean, there are just days it's awful. Especially in a light shirt, sweating like a stuck pig under a light. I mean, this is getting bad. Okay? But listen, you control where you're going to go. And the first thing you have to realize, you can write this down. When you're talking to yourself, it's not so much the words. 7% of what your mind will take in is from the words themselves. It's from the tonality. It's from the physiology of the way your body is. Oh my gosh. This is terrible. When I was young, I could lay my chin on my breast. Now they're down at my tummy. This is awful. Okay. I'm never going to be, oh my gosh. And I'm talking on the women because there's more of them than guys. Guys, I could do you too, but, well, we'll wait till another day. Okay? Now think about that. Now listen, think about this. You really are. Your shoulders are down. You're stressed. You're looking in the mirror thinking, man, this year isn't like in Cinderella. Mirror, mirror on the wall, make me look pretty. Okay? But it's what you're looking at it. So your physiology, and here's the deal. You're not saying it out loud, it's in the brain. But you know how you talk, so you're talking like this to yourself. This is awful. Hi, welcome to Plexus. I got Plexus Slim, but it's not working yet on me. Would you like to buy some? Probably not. That ain't going to get us very far, okay? You got to start with you. You've got to look in there and say, you know what? I don't know if I can make it. I really don't, doggone it. But I think I can. I think if I study hard enough, if I listen to what other people are doing, if I can just work through my own stupidities and my own fears, my own insecurities, I can do this. I can make this work. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to start taking it religiously. Once a day, twice a day, whatever. I mean, I don't think it can kill you. Take the whole doggone thing if you want to. Okay? I mean, whatever it takes for you to get off of that and to use it and to take it and to say whatever. And I don't want, listen, this just burns my butt. Okay? I don't want to hear this. Here's what I hear sometimes from ambassadors. And you know, I love you, but sometimes you got to get spanked. So here it is. I don't want to hear anymore. Well, that's not the original formula. Okay? Now listen, I know it's not the original formula. The original formula didn't work for me. And I know I was truthful. I didn't use it religiously. But dadgummit, it was presented to me like it was a magic deal. I should have taken it one time. 50 pounds of fat fall off. Okay? I mean, this is network marketing. That's just the way things work. It isn't about the product, the formula. It's you. There's not one product anywhere that's going to work 100% of the time for 100% of the people. Ever. Mix and match it. Do whatever you got. You're the gurus at this thing. Figure out what's going to be best for them and then start changing their daggum mindset, their lifestyle. Don't go to them and say, you can take this product, you never have to do anything else. Let's go out and have a 16-pound steak 3 times in a day. Oh, Troy, I'm not like that. I only eat a Big Mac and only eat 2 once a day. Okay, it don't matter what it is, you got to change. You want to look good? I called Paige and I said, you know, I don't know if I've ever been in a room like I was Wednesday night, Thursday night, whatever night it was for the gala, the black tie gala. I have seen more women in that one event. And husbands, you got to bear with me, but man, they were hot. I mean, they were just sexy women. And you know what? Every one of them. And not a one of them looked the same. Big girls, little girl, wide girls, short girls, skinny girls. I mean, I don't know how they stayed in those dresses. I mean, they were skinny, okay? But I'm telling you, it was amazing to see the smiles. When you change your physiology, when those women put those dresses on, things were fitting in the right spot again. Some of those guys, I don't think those were cummerbunds. I think those were stretchy things to keep that tummy up where it needed to be, okay? They were looking good and they were feeling good. And you know what? There's nothing better than a room full of girls all dancing together with smiles on their faces. I saw more swooshes and swishes. Only place I've seen that many women dressed like that, I see this about every 6 weeks, is sitting in front of the Princess Palace at Disney World. And y'all look like princesses and you need to give yourselves a hand, okay? It's what's inside of here. Think about how you felt that night. Think about the prom. Think about your date night. Think about the time you made love to your wife the first time. I don't care what it is, but get back into that frame of mind where you could take the world by storm. Because there's nothing that you can't accomplish if you believe in your heart. Now, don't get dumb on me. Troy, I'm 2 feet tall. I can't be on the NBA basketball team. I ain't talking about that. You've got a dream. You've got a passion. And you probably have lost it along the way. It's probably just a little flame. Hey, you know, if I'm about doing this, is they didn't give me no ticker deal, I could do this all day long, okay? Now, listen. Well, and I'm only on slide 4 and I had 18. So, got to turn my page, Jetty. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm screwed up. Okay. Now listen. There's no magic trick. Some of you have been to Eric Worre's event. Some of you have read the 4-year career. It took me 15. Richard's wrong. Okay. It's like all that. Every bit of that. You need the techniques. We can train you in sales techniques all day long. I can show you in 5 minutes. I'm not going to do it. I can show you in 5 minutes how to sit down in front of anybody and get them to do what you want them to do. But here's what's going to happen. You're going to think it's manipulation and not persuasion. You're not going to see it as influence. You're going to say, Troy, I can't do that. I can't be that way. How many of you watch Fox News? Okay. How many have seen Shepard Smith? Anybody know where Shepard Smith was born? There you go. There you go. Doesn't sound like it on TV. I'm Shepard Smith from Fox News. But when he comes home, he didn't forget where he came from. Okay. That's called modeling and mirroring. When you sit down in front of somebody to talk to them, you need to just ask questions. And you need to listen. See, if you ask questions, and listen, remember, when I started this, I said, this is all about you. You got to do this to yourself before you can do it to anybody else. But you've got to ask questions. And then you've got to listen to the answers. What words are they using? Are they speaking fast? Are they speaking slow? Do they walk across stage like they got to go pee and just can't stop? I mean, whatever, you got to look at what's their body like. And then you want to slow your questions down to where maybe they're from Mississippi. They talk a little slower. Or maybe they're from New York and talk through their freaking nose, sound like a Yankee. I mean, whatever the case is, okay? You might have